Hi everybody, it's Jo from YogaJo, and yes, we are working to our hands-free, wrist-free yoga. Lots of fun. It's day one, and let's get started. So as we begin, we're going to start standing instead of sitting. So placing your bunion and bone together, your ankles slightly apart, so the sides of your feet are parallel to the edges of your mat. I'm going to stand up nice and tall. So I want you to stretch into your fingertips, roll the shoulders back and down, pull the perineum up, tucking it under from behind and standing up straight. Close your eyes for a moment. Chin and nostrils are parallel to the floor. And just have a deep breath. As you do that and focus on your breath, just set your intentions for today's class. Thank yourself for being here. And just focus on your breath. Imagine, feel that feeling of your belly expanding like a big balloon when you inhale, and when you exhale, your navel working towards the spine. As you do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing. So as I said, it's a hands-free, wrist-free yoga flow. It's going to be working without chaturangas and planks. So it's a great class if you're looking for a day that you don't want to work with your arms or put any weight onto your shoulders, your elbows or your wrists. And we will be doing everything to work into the entire body. However, we will be working into your head balance. So as you just stand there, I'm just going to read a little saying. You can't reach for anything new if your hands are still full of yesterday's junk. Lovely little saying. Something to think about. Slowly begin to open up your eyes, bring your palms together. Welcome to yoga, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So we're going to start both by just warming up the body and standing up nice and straight. So let's inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, stretching out all the way. Let's do that again. Inhale, lifting up tall. Exhale, stretching all the way out. This time, inhale, staying up there. Exhaling over to the right, big stretch. Your fingers can be loose and let out, hands don't have to be together. Inhale, lift to the center. Exhale to the left. Think about tree swaying. Inhale, back to the center. Over towards the right. Inhale to the center. Over to the left. And inhale to the center. This time I'm going to stretch all the way forward. So stretching yourself forward. If you need to bend your knees, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just straightening those legs, dropping your head down. And then slowly bring all our leaves and everything up with us. Stretch up tall. And let's stretch all the way down. Bend your knees if necessary. And let's come all the way up. And let's go all the way back down. Lovely. Once more, all the way up. And let's stretch all the way down. Let's stay down here for a moment. If you can, hold to the back of your ankles. If you can't, just get as strong and lengthening. Try and lengthen as possible, as much as possible. Try and push your tailbone over the ankles and rest the head down. Hold it here for a moment. And then just release the shoulders, release those arms, release everything out of them. Take the hands up to the side, inhale, lift up tall, big stretch in. Exhale, over to the right, back to the center, over to the left, back to the center, and releasing all the way down. So let's just work into our Tadasana stand, which is our mountain stand. I want you to find your balance. So I want you to think about that tree and really rooting your feet down to the floor, pulling up your knees, tightening those through those thighs, shoulders back, really working those glutes, stretching down with the fingers, and try and get some lengthening. So let's lift our toes. Let's place one toe down at a time. Try and create some space between each toe. And then we lift up onto the toes. Lifting up tall, making some space, And then slowly placing our heels down. So standing up tall, close your eyes, find that focus once again. And as you do this, just set your intention of what it feels like to go ups and down, because we're going to go right into our head balance. Understand that how you are right now is how I want you upside down. Understand that with balance comes stability. With stability comes movement. And with movement comes alignment. And then slowly begin to open up your eyes. So we're going to work into our head balance. Obviously there are warnings for head balance. You can't go up if you have high blood pressure, if you have neck or shoulder or back injuries, if you're menstruating. I prefer you now, you can go into your little dolphin. And if you have a chair, one of my chairs that I sell, you can use that too. So obviously if you are known in your yoga, please begin. Work at a wall or work in the center. We're going to Sirsasana, which is your head balance in the center. Thumbs together and up you go. I'm just going to demonstrate a few things. So here is a chair. I just want to show you what the chair does and how you can work onto a chair. So chairs are great because if you have neck problems, you can go up. Obviously, high blood pressure, I'm not too, I don't want you going up. So the nice thing with the stool, you're placing your head in. Your shoulders are nicely rolled back, your elbows are in still, and you're slowly working up your legs. Elbows in, relaxing that head completely, and toes together. So the nice thing is I'm actually not using much of my arms here, or my shoulders, and I'm holding it up, relaxing into it. But it's exactly the same thing. The nice thing is I can turn my head and I can relax into it. I want you to try and keep the legs up as long as you can and just keep them straight. So we're actually working into not doing any movement. So just straighten them up and then just holding them there. Obviously it's exactly the same if you are not working on a stool, or if you're working by yourself. To come down, your buttocks will move back and your legs come down. So I'm just going to work into a normal head balance. I would always recommend you working with a blanket. Okay. Your positioning, I hope you're still up or you're going back up. Your positioning is, your foundation is everything. So your elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, your hands to pray to begin, clasping them together, tucking the baby fingers up, the thumbs are up. Then you're placing your head in between, rolling your shoulders back, thumbs are staying up there, tucking my toes, getting myself correctly aligned. You can bend your knees if you need to, otherwise you're trying to lift up with control, working up. You'll notice us keep working up. So it's not a straight go up and hold. I won't be straight for a little while. I'll work into my straightness. So I slowly, still getting straight. Still working straight. Until I can feel that when I'm just about to think I'm going to fall over, then I probably am straight. And we're just going to hold it here for a bit. Then toes together, heels apart, stretch into it, lengthen, hold your core, and keep breathing. You will feel movement. As I said, movement is alignment. Alignment is balance, and balance is stability. Then slowly I'm going to come down, buttocks move back, controlled. Really controlled. Feet down, feet knees apart, and two thumbs underneath, two fists underneath my head. Just allowing the blood to regulate. Let's continue. Okay, so today you will be needing your blocks and possibly a knee pad. So a knee pad, you can really use anything for a knee pad. A blanket is perfect. So if you want to get a blanket, please get a blanket. A knee pad's great just to have, or a blanket's great, just in case you want to go down the knees and might hurt. Remember, we're not going to be using our arms. So any touching that we're doing on the floor is very light touch. Have your blocks at the top of your mat, just in case. I'm going to leave them there, in case I use them. So we're going to start off standing at the top of our mat, feet hip distance. Inhale, lifting up tall. We're going to step back, so stretching. I'm going to step back now with my left foot so I can see you this whole time. Okay, not my right. I'm going to step back, left foot, stretching it out, opening up, coming down with my left knee, placing it onto my knee pad, dropping down left foot, stretching up tall. Lovely. Extending myself forwards. You can use your blocks, but I'm not using them for my hands to be heavy. If I don't need the blocks, I can put my fingertips on the floor. It's up to you. But here I want to realign myself. So I want to get my knee above the ankle, and I just want to get myself nice and stretched so I can lift up tall. Lengthen and stretch. Feel my rib cage come out as I stretch up tall. And then slowly, I'm going to bring my fingers down to the floor. I'm going to lift my hips, align them perfectly. Get my knee pad nice. Knee just underneath my hip, and then straighten out that front leg. Fingertips are lightly on the floor. Now, if this is too hard, that's why I have the blocks there. That might be too low for you. You see how it goes. But the blocks are there just in case. Fingertips there, knee just underneath that hip. If you can't get that foot down, the foot's up. That's fine. But I want you to feel how your hip feels. So get your hips nice and square, just stretching out into it. Stretch. Now let's go right forward. I'm coming right forward. So if I come right forward and I push down, my knee is still above the ankle. I'm pushing down. No hands. They're just there for in case I want to fall over. Okay, let's work back. Stretch it out. Use your blocks if you're having any weight on the arms. The whole purpose of this class is no hands. Hands free. Okay, and coming forward. Beautiful. Lifting up, big stretch. Taking both my hands to the left side. I'm going to walk my fingers so lightly, belly touching, keeping that knee where it is, and just opening up to the side. Okay, so I'm having a big stretch, moving it out. Slowly walking my hands back in, going over the knee, and walking over to the other side. I won't be able to get very far because I'm pushing forward. So it's just a slight, I might not even get to the floor. Lovely, keep pushing. Slowly coming back. I'm going to keep down my left fingertip, lift up my right, stretch up, push the hip. Both arms up, tuck in the toe, lift up the leg. You're welcome to place your fingers down and step forward. Uttanasana. You've got your blocks if you need them. Okay, this time we take our right leg, step back far. Drop the right knee and right foot. Now, I need to make sure that that knee is above the ankle. I'm leaning forward. Inhale, lifting up tall, big stretch. Come out of the sides of the body. So remember, if we're not using the arms, you're going to feel a lot happening with this part of the body. You think it's easy? It ain't going to be easy. Stretch up tall. Lovely. Bringing those fingertips down. You're welcome to use those blocks. Stretch all the way back. I want to make sure that that hip is above the knee. If you need flex, you're welcome. But make sure the hips are above the knee. Just lean into it. Fingertips are light. Okay, let's go back forward. Now we're going to walk over. So let's start with the right side. You just walk all the way as far as you can go. One side might be a lot better than the other. Let's walk all the way back. And let's walk over. And to the front. Lovely. Bending that knee. Tucking the toe. Lifting up. You can hold your blocks if you want to. Head down. Feet are going to be hip distance. Okay, up we come. Inhale. We're going to sit down into YogaJo. So your knees are going to stay pretty much where they are. And your buttocks is going down. You should be able to still see your toes. Now you pull in the pelvis and we're going to lift up a little higher. See your toes and then stretch the arms out in front so you can straighten up the back a little bit more. Sit down, you want the thighs parallel to the floor, sitting down. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten those arms, up you come. We'll do that once more. So, knees, buttocks, pelvis, straighten up. Let's sit. Let's get into our space, straighten up the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms up, up you come. Slowly bringing the hands down. You'll take your blocks, you can place them up, and we'll take our right leg. We're taking our left leg. I want you to be able to see me. It's going to slide back in a perfect line with your mat. Line, both feet facing forward. Okay? Not leaning hard on them, they're just there. Both feet facing forward. Heel is down. Both feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. Pulling my inner thighs together. Alright? You got it? From here, my back is nice and straight. Lengthening. See how far you can go. So working into it, you've got your blocks, but we're not leaning. We're not leaning. So lots of core work, lots of lengthening, lots of working with the hips. You can take your fingers to the floor, you take your fingers, but you're not leaning on them. Breathing into it. Look at your feet. That heel must be down. That's where your balance is, in the back heel. Now come up to the halfway mark. You're going to take your left hand. You're going to place onto the right block. You can place it down, get to which side you want. Once you've got it there, keep pushing to the back foot. You're going to slowly start to twist, 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 keeping those hips nice and square. Twist them enough that you can look up at the top hand. So we're working to Chaturanga. Hold and breathe. Everything's slow. It's a slow, slow flow. Working into it nicely. Hold it and breathe. Slowly you're going to come back up. Okay. Now you'll notice the way we're sitting, we're in our position here, is actually a high lunge. It's actually YogaJo 1 perfectly. If you bend that front knee, I don't want you to go over that. Okay, so the knee must stay there. What you can do is push the foot back. Okay, and get some height here. Alright. Now bring the arms up. YogaJo 1. I want you to focus on keeping this height and dropping that knee. Keeping the height and dropping the knee. Keeping the height, dropping the knee. Height, I'm still moving slightly. And knee. Let's do 3 more. Height, knee, height, knee. Stop right there. Now you put all your weight forward onto that right foot. Okay? And you're going to start to lift up to the front and bring that leg up and over. Let's go back. You got it? Okay, we're working to the arms. Arms out, cactus arms. You're taking your left arm forward, right arm under, crossing over. We're working to our full YogaJo. So you're taking your left foot and you can place it onto that block on the floor. So bring it up, place it on the block. Sit down. Thighs are parallel and you're holding. Drop down. You want parallel thighs. If it's too soft for your arms, you're just going to place them like that. I don't want you using any work with the arms.